Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trouble, and today we're going to be reviewing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 9, Chapter 14. Yeah, with that, let's just jump right on into it and get down to the review. Anyway, so we open up, we see all of the gang, that being Jodio, who's playing video games, Paco, who's looking at a map, Dragona doing makeup, Yasugi's eating a burger, and Charming Man is drinking water. After a while, we see Paco looks at his watch and it's almost time. So, and then we see Dragona, the guys in the back, Dragona, Charming Man, and Yasugi all get out of the car, and Jodio and Paco drives off. We then see them at a government building. They're at a government building, and the three of them walk into the building. Shortly after walking into the building, Yasugi starts to panic. He trips and spills his noodles and the food that he had with him on the floor. All of the gang freaks out and asks him what he's doing, and he's like, and there's a really funny scene where everyone is like, "What's wrong with you?" And Yasugi goes, "Well, it's not a big deal, is it? That we tripped." And then we get the literal next panel being a bunch of security guards standing around them. I thought that was really funny. I laughed out when I first read it. Yeah, but so anyway, after that, we go back in time, back to the shop with Mary. Mary, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. God damn, I gotta look it up. Anyway, we go back to the shop with Mary, and Mary is going over what we were talking about in the last chapter, what she was talking about in the last chapter, that being the $50 billion, stealing $50 billion, which is holy fucking shit. But here in the chapter, we see Mary has a lot more experience, is what I'd call it, or experience is what I'd say, because immediately after getting the rock, she goes into a she kind of realizes something intrinsic or inherent about the rock, right? She basically explains that the diamond itself doesn't have any value, and what the rock is attracted to is the inherent value that we put on to the rock. Right, it's the diamond or the money or the $20 bill that she explained. This is the $20 bill isn't anything special. It's just a piece of paper with ink on it. But what makes it special, or what gives it value, is the inherent value that we put on to the $20 bill. And that goes back into her explaining with the deed and how land works. She takes out the deed. Earlier she took out a deed, and she explained that this deed shows that I'm the owner of this store, and but that deed isn't anything special. That deed doesn't matter. The one that really matters is the one that the state keeps, the state keeps safe and sound. That's the one with the intrinsic value, because the deed she has can be stolen, can be burnt, but it doesn't really matter, because the government or the state has the real deed, or the real paper that signs that basically says that, oh, this is it. So you can burn the deed that she has in the store all you want, but that's still not going to change, because the real deed is in that government state building that we saw them went to earlier. And that's her plan. Essentially, what she's going to do is that she's going to take the lava rock and touch it to the deed of the Howler Company, and then that's going to bring everything that the Howler Company owns to them, right? Because that's where all of the value, that everything that the Howler Company owns or values, is there in that deed. And so that's why they're at the government state building, right? So yeah, which is insane. And she makes it very, very clear, by the way, that they're going to take everything, every grain down to the last grain of sand, all $50 billion. Like, this is insane, right? And she also made sure to warn them that, hey, don't leave anything. Make sure you don't get recognized by any camera. You don't leave any fingerprints. Nothing. Yeah. So we cut back, and then we're in the store, and not the store, the state building or the government building, and we see Dragona, Yasugi, and Charming Man is there. Dragona takes out a fake ID, gives it to Charming Man, and uses Smooth Operator on it to use Smooth Operator to remove the marks or to operate on Charming Man and the ID so that they don't get recognized. They also told what's his name, Yasugi, to manipulate the cameras and make sure that they never get spotted, and yeah, so everybody gets something to do. You Charming Man walks up to the desk, to the the assistant, the secretary there, and he asks for the papers, right? Because remember, the government stores or keeps safe the original deed in this government building. Charming Man asks for it, but as he asks for it, the lady behind the counter says that he can only use the digital one, and this is where we see a little bit of Charming Man's let's say quick-wittedness, right? Quick-wittedness, because he then says that, hey, you see Yasugi, he points to Yasugi behind him, says that he's a student, and I need him to learn from the original thing. I need him to see the original papers. Can you take out the hardcover stuff, right? The actual paper, because they need the deed. They can't just look at the digital version of it and then go off of that. They actually need to have the original deed. Yeah, so the lady behind the counter gives them a face because, like Jesus Christ, why are you making my job so difficult? But eventually she goes and she gets it, and they sit down and they look and they start to skip through the book. And as they're skipping through it, they skip through the book. Dragona eventually sees her opening, and she touches the lava rock to the paper, and it vibrates, and then they immediately run out of there. And once again, you see the lady there is just completely confused as to what the fuck is going on. Yeah, but as they're running out of there, Yasugi starts to complain that his stomach doesn't feel great. And as they run out and they're on they're running down the courthouse steps, essentially, right? He starts to vomit like uncontrollably. He starts to puke everywhere, and this gives them pause. He's like, call the doctor, I can't breathe. And Charming Man is like, what the hell is going on? Does he have an illness that you know about? Dragona is like, and Dragona goes like, no, I don't know. I've only known him for like a couple of days, and they remove his outfit. I don't know what the fuck that is because it's not a sweatshirt. They remove it and they realize like there's like hard rocks. So maybe he's a rock human. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's more of like equivalent exchange, where because they took $50 billion, I think maybe it's the lava rock at play. It's costing them something. I don't know. Probably, but yeah. And then Jodio and Paco starts to pull up, and Jody is like, oh, they're so festive, they're so relaxed. But no, like, because the last sentence that we see from Dragona is that he's not breathing, is that Yasugi's not breathing. And they're looking around thinking, oh, is this an attack? What's going on? And that was it. And then the last thing we see is that Jodio and Paco pulls up. But yeah, as to what the hell this is, I don't fucking know. Like, I can't even give you an explanation. I think the only thing I can really come up with is that this has to do with the lava rock or some kind of equivalent exchange, where maybe it's because of the $50 billion, it's innately tied to the rock, or maybe it's something that I'm missing. Yeah, but I don't know what this is. I can't give you an answer. Let me know down below if you guys can come up with an explanation as to what the fuck just happened, because I'm just confused, and now I have more questions than anything. Yeah, so that was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or JoJoLand JoJoLand Chapter 14. review done by Trouble. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.